So what's next for them? What's the next front? Room at the Inn has done their marketing research, as any good business would do, and have found that 57% of all abortions are had by women who are attending or have recently attended college. And that only makes sense. There you have a young woman tasting independence for the first time in her life, with all of her hopes and dreams laid out in front of her, all of her plans for a bright future, all of which crumble with a positive pregnancy test. She faces a choice on a campus that is devoid of anything resembling support for a pregnant mother or a single mom, on a campus that is devoid of any example of a mother successfully keeping her child and keeping her dreams alive. So in the face of that need, Room at the Inn has decided to open up their next front. Their next front is the college campus, and they have plans drawn up to expand their ministry by building a 20,000 square foot residence on the campus of Belmont Abbey. This is convenient for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, the monks of Belmont Abbey, recognizing the need, have already donated the property for this facility. It's sitting there waiting for us to raise the money. It is also within easy commuting distance of 7 other colleges and universities in the area, giving their clients a host of choices for the pursuit of a career that fits them. All of the same services they currently offer will be available, and their capacity will be more than tripled to 15 mothers, 15 infants, and 8 toddlers. This will be a very public and professional face for Room at the Inn, as well as the support that the Knights of Columbus will deliver to make this happen. I think you'd all agree that the ministry at Room at the Inn is very compelling, and the direction is certainly the right one. So the question is not so much if it warrants the support of the Knights, but more so why do we need the Knights of Columbus statewide to support this? And think for just a minute, who do they fight for each human life? Each mother. Planned Parenthood. They are a sophisticated, deeply funded, and politically connected corporate enterprise intent on selling abortions. Fighting against that Goliath is generally a local ministry or pregnancy resource center run by underpaid staff or volunteers, motivated more by faith than finances. And that is exactly what Room at the Inn is, and they are one of the better funded and well-run ministries. For a ministry like Room at the Inn to take a major game-changing step like this, they must have the support of an organization with the same depth and sophistication as those they compete against. Now, the Knights of Columbus is the largest pro-life organization in the world, in our country and in our state. A relatively minor commitment from each knight in our state with our numbers will give them the resources they need now to light up that beacon of hope on the college campus. We will be their depth. Moreover, we are a national and global organization. Our successful support here in this state will be a model for other states, and by God's grace, this ministry has the potential to become a viable competitor for each and every precious human life. So we are asking for that pledge. $20 per night, per year, for 5 years. Now, $20 per year doesn't seem like that much, really only a nickel a day if you do the math. But it will allow Room at the Inn to build that world-class facility, a ministry and a facility that we can be proud to have significantly supported. Now, many of you are already doing the math for your council and have already come up with the most common problem. Now, we know well that not all of your membership attends the meetings, participates in the council, or even pays their dues. And this request may in fact be a burden for a knight that's lost his job or down on his luck. But we also know that every army has its champions. Every battle has its heroes. And many of you can well afford more than that $20 per year commitment. And if you can, please prayerfully consider what you can do to help take up the slack for your brother knights. There are many ways to pledge. Many hands make light work, and we would like to see as many individual pledges as possible. You can fill out the pledge form if you have one, or you can go to the website www.rati.org and pledge there. Just make sure that on whatever you fill out, you provide your council number so your council gets the appropriate credit. If you want to make a council level pledge, collecting and paying your pledges as a council through individual pledges or fundraisers, this is certainly an option. If your council votes to do so, just have your Grand Knight or your financial secretary contact Room at the Inn with that pledge amount. I'd also like to let everybody know that Room at the Inn is a 501c3 charity, qualifies for the company match in most places. It's also a viable choice to satisfy your United Way pledge if your corporation does that. Just ask for the Room at the Inn agency number if you need it. There are many ways to make this work. Please be generous and be creative leaders in this fight for life. And what's most important is that you pledge now. This is not a marathon. This is a sprint to October. We want desperately to start the work on the facility, and we would like to have your 100% commitment as soon as possible. So I invite you and your council to be a part of this important and most likely historical work by pledging your support. For our support at more than $1 million, the Knights will receive the naming rights for the building that houses the ministry at Belmont Abbey. The McGivney Center for Life will be that beacon of faith, hope, and charity for many hundreds of at-risk mothers and their children. As I said, I'm rallying this army. I need your help and your commitment. Please make your pledge now. Join us in this important effort. Help light the beacon of love and hope for women across this nation. I thank you for your generous support. May God bless you, the Knights of Columbus, and may He have mercy on our country.